Bello, bello. Tonight, we steal the moon. Guys, if you could steal the moon, honestly, can you? I mean, I don't know how you could really steal it though, because who does that even belong to? Does Earth have, like, have we the moon in possession? Who owns the moon? Who is the owner of the moon though? Let me Google this. Who owns the moon? Outer Space Treaty means, therefore, no matter whose national flag are planted on the lunar surface, no nation can own the moon. So, well, then you can't really steal it, because then it doesn't belong to anyone. Except for if it's like maybe like an what's it called? Extraterrestrial race. Maybe they own the moon. But I'm gonna say that they don't own the moon because we don't know if they own the moon or not. I'm gonna put this on the record. I'm saying it live on air. I do not necessarily believe in aliens. I don't go around thinking that, yeah, aliens are real. Like, you know, I can't say that I go around doing that. But if it were to be true that, you know, aliens do exist and, like, we've known about it and Area 51 type shit, you know, I'm gonna say, yeah, I knew it. I'm gonna say that I knew that aliens was real, because I feel like, of course they were real. What are the possibility that an intellectual, a smart race as the human race exist, right? What are the odds that we exist and have this consciousness and is able to do all of this, right? It's like, what the you know? So I think, since the space is that big, you know, like, since the universe is, you know, it's pretty big, I'm not gonna be surprised if there's another, you know, conscious, somewhat alike race out there in the universe who also drive cars and plays video games. Like, you know, I would not be surprised. Do you guys know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if there is other life forms out in the universe, but it's not something I actively believe in. If somebody's like, oh my god, spaceship, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna be like that. This is not freaking Star Wars, bitch. So technically, if we take all of that into account, I don't believe that the moon is owned by anybody. Therefore, you can't really steal it. But maybe you can own the moon before everyone else. If we all go into a spaceship, all of us, and then we push the moon, because there's zero gravity type shit, right? We go to the moon, place ourselves somewhat like against it, and then you fire up the jet engine, and then we all do that at the same time on the same side, and then we push the moon, or maybe it rolls. And then we do that. And then we dribble it like a football, and then we remove the moon, like we would push it further away, and then I think we've basically stolen the moon. Where do we push it? We're gonna have to wait and see where it lands. Dude, what if it crashes into another planet though? Then we're basically a star killer. Then we're basically Han Solo. Shrink the moon and steal it? Honestly, I think a shrink pistol probably does not exist, so that is a ridiculous idea. The astrophysics studies are coming into play. Yes, I think we can do that. I think we should do it on the January. No, that's too early. Nah, that's already been. I think we should do it on November 31st. Who's with me? Everybody, get in your spaceships on November 31st, and then we steal the moon. Family assembled November 31st on the moon. Yes, it's going to be a new holiday season that we're gonna create, because the moon no longer is gonna be in the eyesight. And then after November 31st, after we've stolen the moon, we all gather at Salon de Fiestas to celebrate, and then we just go on with our lives like nothing happened. Never mention it ever again. We have to sell it. Ooh, they would pay a large amount of money to get the moon back. I like how you're thinking. Do we care more about stealing the moon, or do we want the money for stealing the moon? I think it would be cooler to steal the moon and let it forever be a mystery. I feel like holding the moon for ransom, that would actually maybe start like a, you know, extraterrestrial war. They're gonna contact the fucking aliens, dude. Wait, are we the alien? No, we're not. Dude, imagine the history books when they when they recall this shit. They're gonna show this VOD. We play JB as a message for the people when we steal the moon. Bad guy with Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber, guys, because we're bad guys because we just stole the moon. Or we play Sorry by Justin Bieber because sorry, we just stole the moon. I could continue talking about this, but I'm wondering if I should. How can you not believe in aliens? Your coworker has seen them. Dude, that's what I was wondering if I should bring that up or not. I didn't know if I should continue this conversation or if I should continue it. I'll continue it because you asked so nicely. Okay. Back in the day when I worked my real job, I had a coworker. I don't know what was wrong with that guy, honestly. Basically, he believed that aliens were real. I never liked this coworker to begin with. He had talked some shit about me to other people, and he was like laughing at me, and you know, he was just kind of, I didn't really like him, but honestly, I didn't really like anybody at that work except for like a few like 3 or 4 people maybe. But yeah, I didn't like this guy. I didn't want to be his friend. I did not care for him. He was a slacker. He never really actually did his job. So one day, one unfortunate rainy day, I get placed with this guy. Basically, we basically have the same shift and kind of like the same work assignment that we need to do. Don't like this guy, but we're basically placed together. And this guy turns to me one day and says, "Do you believe in aliens?" And I'm just like, no, but I wouldn't be surprised if they exist. And then this guy proceeds to have a conversation about aliens for 2 days straight for, you know, X amount of hours every day. And he was just talking about these aliens. And it was basically, he talked about, it's like one of the 7 wonders of the world, I believe. But I forget the name of it. It's like in the Amazon jungle or somewhere. It's like this temple thing. He went there and he, you know, smoked something or took something, and he basically got in contact with aliens, and he had a conversation with these aliens, and that's how he knows that they are real, because he's seen them and conversed with them. These ancient Egyptian gods are going to return to Earth and take over, and it's just a matter of time. He talked about that a lot, and just because I knew what this place was in the Amazon jungle, because I like documentaries, I like ancient ancient civilizations. He thought that I was on the same page as him. I just knew what this place was. I did not ever say, yeah, no, they're real, they are real, yeah. I just said, oh. But he thought that I agreed with him and that what he was saying was true. He also proceeded to move off or away from aliens later on. And then he started talking about how he knows that ghosts are real because he has levitated when he was sleeping. He has been in contact with his dead grandmother. His own mother has also levitated, and she was thrown to the wall. Yeah. And it was a lot of crazy stuff, and he's heard sounds. He has read books about ghosts and aliens, and he knows that they're real, and there are giants that live underneath the earth, and they have an entire civilization, and that's why we can't go further into the core of Earth, because there's giants that live in there. You know, when you see those clearly AI stuff on TikTok and stuff, there was this one AI thing where it was like a black mass or something just in the sky, and I was like, what? This is so AI. Like, and I just scrolled past that. This guy, my coworker, the day after shows the exact same video to me on TikTok and says, it's a sign. It's a sign. Something's happening. something is changing. Something is going on right now. There's something. The aliens, this is a sign. They're coming back to Earth. And I did not want to tell him that that is AI. I don't remember what I answered, but I was like, this guy is so fucking stupid. Like, this guy is so, oh my god. Then also my like manager, or like one of the people who was more in charge, I guess you can say, turns out he was also in on this absolute conspiracy theory. He was also in on it. He also believed this. They invited me to go out to their car on lunch break and sit there with them and have a meeting and converse about this. They probably were sitting in their car with tinfoil hats on talking about this. It's crazy. When I found out that he was also in on it, that's when I took it as a sign. I took it as a sign that, okay, I need to leave. I need to go. I don't feel safe here. I need to go. Like, this is a sign that I need to quit my workplace. I need to leave. That's what I took that as a sign of. So I, like, a day later, just was like, guys, I need to go. Like, I need to leave.
Summer in the Amazon,
I can't work here anymore. Also, just to add on to this, if anybody was wondering, I'm sure there's some people that are wondering. Yes, this guy was an avid Joe Rogan viewer. He had read all the books and he had watched all the Joe Rogan podcasts. He even recommended me to watch these Joe Rogan podcasts, and I politely declined and I said no thank you. But just because I knew who Joe Rogan was, apparently I agreed with them that the aliens were real and there were giants that lived underneath the earth, and I got the heck out of there. And then later on, after I left, I started streaming, and now here I am.